Congratulations on choosing the Dayco replacement tensioner Model 215, which features Dayco's patented flat spring technology for a more consistent range of torque. This tensioner has been designed and manufactured by Dayco to meet, and in many cases exceed, the performance requirements of the OEM tensioners on the applications shown. Here are a few installation tips for this tensioner. Our featured vehicle is a 2001 Dodge Ram pickup truck with a 5.9-liter V8 Magnum engine. The tensioner is located behind the fan shroud with relatively easy access. For safety's sake, turn off the engine, take the keys out of the ignition, and disconnect the negative battery cable. In order to gain easier access to the tensioner, the ignition coil must be temporarily moved. Remove the 2 bolts from the coil and store it out of the way during the tensioner installation. All electrical connections can remain intact. Now, remove the serpentine belt from the drive. Using a 15mm ratchet or serpentine belt installation tool, engage the tensioner pulley bolt. Apply leverage to rotate the tensioner arm. Remove the belt from the tensioner pulley. Relax the tensioner arm and remove the tool. Finally, remove the belt from all the pulleys in the drive. To remove the tensioner, use a 15mm socket wrench to engage the tensioner mounting nut, break it loose, and begin unthreading the nut. When the nut loosens sufficiently, continue unthreading it by hand. When the nut comes off the mounting stud, remove the tensioner. To prepare for the installation of the replacement tensioner, clean the mounting surface with a light abrasive pad to ensure that no debris is lodged between the surface and the tensioner, which could cause alignment problems and allow the mounting nut to loosen over time. Notice the locator pin on the back of the tensioner. Insert the mounting stud into the bracket, making sure to properly align the locator pin with its mating hole in the bracket. Using the original nut you took off earlier, start threading it on by hand until it's snug. Tighten the nut further using the 15mm socket wrench. Next, use a torque wrench to tighten the nut to 35 foot-pounds. Here's a technical note. There have been reports that a worn water pump bearing can cause a slight misalignment in the belt drive, producing an annoying belt noise. Be sure to check the condition of the water pump and its bearing prior to installing a new belt. Since the old tensioner may have damaged the old belt, Dayco recommends installing a new W-profile poly rib belt on the drive. To install the new belt, route it around all accessory pulleys first. Be careful to install the belt correctly in all the pulleys. It won't happen automatically. For reference, there is a routing diagram on the back of the Dayco belt sleeve, and usually on the vehicle under the hood. Using the same 15mm tool you used earlier, engage the tensioner pulley bolt. Rotate the tensioner arm and position the belt underneath the idler pulley, making sure the belt is still tracking correctly in the pulley grooves on the tensioner and all the accessories. Relax the arm, remove the tool, then make a visual check for proper alignment. Now, reinstall the coil in its original location. Next, reconnect the negative battery cable. Then have an assistant bump the engine while you visually verify that the belt is seated properly in all the accessories. If satisfactory, run the engine briefly to seat the belt, and the job is complete. Dayco is a leading worldwide manufacturer of automotive and heavy-duty replacement tensioners featuring its patented flat spring technology. Dayco designs its own tensioners with a number of superior features that far surpass the competition's. Buying Dayco means you're buying the best.